Hey cousin, who you chilling with?
I'm chilling with MONIE.
Hey cousins, welcome back to the crib. Your favorite cousin MONIE here. Hope y'all are having a great day today. Please do me a favor and smash that like button on your way in. Subscribe to the channel if this is your first time here. Would love to have you a part of the family. Over here we get into the trending topics, the music, entertainment, a little bit of the mess and the meaning behind it all. And today we are talking Dallas, Texas rapper BigXThaPlug, who recently sat down with the New York Times back in August to discuss his life from being a football star to navigating his criminal history to becoming one of the go-to collaborators in music, most recently in the country space. And during this interview, BigXThaPlug revealed that he doesn't want to be censored or considered a hip-hop artist after having a bunch of country artists interested in being on his upcoming country album. BigXThaPlug said the following.
But now when I said it, a lot of people was like, the response I got from the country lane, like all the artists, they was just like, I need it, I want to be on it. And I was like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. And you saw it as a commercial opportunity or an artistic one or both?
Artistic.
Okay.
Because in my head, I was trying to, whatever I do, I want to be the best at it. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like I'm not just a hip hop artist, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
Like if I could auto-tune some stuff up, I feel like I could be the best singer in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like whatever I do, I want to be the best at it. And so I want to be the best artist in the world. The only way I can do that is if I can show that I can do something other than rap.
And go out to the world.
Exactly.
It's like touring Europe. It's like, I gotta go.
And this is why we're having this conversation today, because while artists are out here distancing themselves from the very culture that built them up, there is a clear agenda and narrative being pushed to destroy hip hop, in my opinion. And the powers that be are using hip hop's own to do it from the inside out. You have hip hop artists and hip hop media pushing the idea in real time that the genre is dying, that it's something to grow out of, that it's a stepping stone rather than a legacy. And here we have BigXThaPlug, who's still making a name for himself, saying to obviously seasoned journalists, but white men at the end of the day, that in order for him to be taken seriously as an artist, as a real artist, he does not want to be identified as a hip hop artist. And I just have to say, full stop. This is not only concerning hearing BigXThaPlug say this, and this narrative is just being pushed right now. Reminder, this interview came out a while ago, but is being highlighted and circulated all over social media because it helps play into the hip hop is dying or hip hop isn't an important genre narrative. Hip hop and the artists who care are under attack. Reminder, one of the biggest artists in the world who keeps it purely hip hop with no compromising of his sound literally just headlined the Super Bowl, has the longest running #1 record of 2025, delivered a top 5 album in all genres in 2025 despite releasing in 2024, and is currently on a stadium tour that rappers don't normally do. Yet somehow he has turned into public enemy #1. If you can't see the issue in the agendas being pushed to wipe the genre out, then I don't know if you ever will, or maybe you simply are just cool with demise. I mean, yeah, we need to burn this bitch down to build it back up, but to just have people say, oh, it's not worth it, forget the genre, it's not important. Hip hop is under attack, y'all. And instead of artists with notoriety and reach putting their boots on and fighting back or proving themselves, they're either tucking their tails, complaining that they can't get off the same old bullshit sounds, or leaving the genre and sticking with the bare minimum. Again, I hate to correlate things back to Kendrick, but when you are the standard, it happens. And using him as an example explains why he is important to the genre. This is why he is important to hip hop. You have an artist here who's barely did anything saying he can't be identified as a real artist if he's known as a hip hop artist, whereas one of the biggest artists in the world is a hip hop artist and he doesn't compromise his sound. Kendrick Lamar has transcended being known as a hip hop artist and is seen as an overall artist, but he keeps it hip hop. You ask him what he does. He's a hip hop artist first, and he fights for the genre. Kendrick is a pop star due to his popularity, but he keeps it rap and doesn't depend on other genres to make a hit. If Taylor Swift calls him up and she needs him to get on a pop song, he's keeping it hip hop. If Beyonce calls him, I need an R&B pop-esque type sound, he's still keeping it hip hop. Every time he wins an award or is in an interview, he is championing the art form and the dedication it takes to be great within it. He uses his presence in different spaces to champion hip hop. We just saw hip hop on one of the biggest stages in the world, showing you don't need to compromise the genre to be great. You don't need to walk into a country barn and say, hey, I want to be a country artist to be considered great, BigXThaPlug. But this is what's happening. You have these people, these artists who have not contributed anything of substance, doing the bare minimum, black or white, but using it as a stepping stone just to discard it and transfer off into other genres. Even BigXThaPlug in this interview says hip hop and country music have the same foundation, which is storytelling. However, he admits he has a love-hate relationship with country because he knows that with country music, you actually have to be perfect and put in the work. You cannot show up in country and just do whatever. Whereas in hip hop, he says it's easy and you don't need to do the most.
Country music, for one, hip hop and country music, they both have the same base, which is storytelling.
Yes.
It all goes back to story. You can tell a good story, you can sell any record.
Yeah.
So with me, with that being said, but the country lane is still different. They put a lot more into it, and I think that's what made me love it. Like, it's a love-hate relationship. And I'm be completely, it's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they put so much into it, but I hate the fact that the process is so long. Yeah, it's slow.
They're very detail-oriented.
For sure.
Because so it was like, all right, this verse, it's not quite right. We need a different line here. We need a different rhyme here. We need a different word.
And I'm talking about they're so, like, they go all the way to, like, just the cadence. Like,
yeah, of course. Like, record this again. I watched
Post Malone sit in a booth and just go, like, just trying to find his cadence for 30 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, that's cool. That, you know what I'm saying? Y'all start all the way from there, but
I got places to be.
So, but like I said, it's a love-hate relationship. I love that they care about the story. Like, you know, it never changes. It's always gonna be a story. It's always gonna be a storyline. Rap music, I love rap. I love hip hop, but I feel like that's what it has been missing.
Well, it's what used to be central to hip hop, and I think is decreasingly central to hip hop right now. And that's not to take away from people who are more melody focused or energy focused or whatever,
or like stream of consciousness, lyrics, whatever.
It's not the 90s anymore.
But see, that's where I come from, though. You know, so I'm riding around with my mama and we listening to UGK, who's talking straight. You know what I'm saying?
Storytelling, Southern storytelling.
So I come now. That's why I don't listen to rap. Like I said, you got people who they doing their big one. But that's just it's not. I believe in substance and there actually being something in the music.
To hear him, an artist still getting his feet wet, say this is alarming, but it's the truth. In hip hop, you can do and say anything and people will push it. Unless it has too much substance in it. Then it's slave rap. Then it's Harriet Tubman music. This man is saying in country music, you can't get that off. They gatekeep in country. They are not as accepting. We seen that with Beyonce. So BigXThaPlug is making sure he's crossing his T's and dotting his I's, because if not, it's back to the projects you go. I swear hip hop might be the only genre where its artists and others use it as a stepping stone, but also look down on it as being not enough. This is another reason why calling one of, if not the biggest hip hop artists in the world, things like a Grammy darling is dangerous. Because if people from the genre are saying he's not deserving of awards and he's only picked because he's a darling, he's favored, why would the Academy and others respect the art form when you don't even respect the art form? His own people don't even respect the art or think it's worth platforming. And he's the best we've ever seen. That's the problem. So BigXThaPlug saying you don't want to be put in a box and downplaying the genre that puts food on your table is insane, especially when the biggest artist in the world, Beyonce, just got a door slammed in her face in the country music world. She also platformed you on her war tour, telling us not to put you in a box when it's them who's gonna put you in a box once they're tired of you. They like you right now because you're popping and you're hot. I understand that, but when you can't crank out those hooks for them anymore, again, back to the projects you go. Right now, they are trying to separate Black country artists from white country artists by creating these unnecessary subgenres, and they're putting the Black artists in the ones that they created instead of keeping them in traditional, because it was Black people that created country music. That's why the base and the foundation of country and hip hop are the same. It was created by Black people. Those white institutions are using you, and now you feel like you don't need the genre that platforms you. That's crazy. Hip hop is in dire need of an overhaul, not in terms of just the music, but in terms of the artists who actually care, and then the good music will come. It also needs an overhaul on the people behind the scenes who are pressing these buttons and who are helping push these terrible narratives. Yes, we are in the era of where we are burning this shit down to the ground. But we not burning it down to the ground just to burn it down to the ground. We're burning this shit down to the ground to build it back up, to get it back to the roots, to the foundation. The genre is alive and it's well, and the people who are fighting for it, oh, they're gonna get their shine eventually. We just gotta get these slackers out the fucking way, and we will be good. But cousins, that's the end of my TED Talk. Y'all let me know your thoughts on this topic. How are y'all feeling? Please do me a favor and smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel, and I will catch y'all in my next one. Later.
Hey cousin, who you chilling with?
I'm chilling with MONIE.